What is going on, guys, and welcome back to Goin Rogue. I'm Ryan, and today I have some very exciting news, at least for me, to share with you guys, because I have finally got something that I have been wanting and needing for a long time that is going to really unlock my abilities of what I can do with Barry here, you know, as far as fabricate and everything. And that is this guy right here. I finally got me a MIG welder. So it's no more leaning on Lincoln Larry over here. I mean, he did get the job done, but I mean, that thing is a pain in the ass, and I'm glad to have the upgrade. So here, let me pull this bad Chad out so you can see him in all his glory. Although I said bad Chad, this is more like a bad Chen, because this is the Amazon brand flavor. So, but nonetheless, this thing has been working great, and I am in freaking love with the thing over old Larry over there. But anyways, to go over the specs, this is a Femoral 220 machine. It's a 220 power source, but 250 amp MIG machine. It does MIG, stick, and then lift TIG, and also pulse MIG, which is basically, I guess, for aluminum MIG welding. It comes with its own like Teflon liner for the MIG gun, so you can do aluminum. Let me fire this bad guy up for you so you can see it. Ooh, fancy. So like I said, there's the pulse. Oh yeah, this Sin MIG, it's basically just kind of like an auto MIG. Sets it up for you. TIG, MMA, I guess that means stick. But yeah, so far, like I said, the thing has been great. Within a few minutes, I was laying down nice beads. I did get, this is not just a flux core, I did get the gas, but nobody make fun of my little tank. I bought the bigger tank, but they were just out of them when I went to pick it up. So they owe me a big one for when I run out of that one. So, but anyways, in celebration of getting the new machine, I've got a little project I'd like to do. And that is doing something with this guy. This thing has kind of just been a pain in my ass. It's just no real good way to pack it. It's not that big, but like I said, it's kind of been a thorn in my side, and I've got an idea for a good way to mount it up. So here, let me show you what I'm talking about. So what I want to do is take this jack and this little wedge thing. We're going to have to make a plate for this base plate. And basically, I want to weld it to this tire rack, kind of like that. And then at the top, what I'm going to have is a piece of pipe that's about the same size as that. And so what you'll do is you have to set it at the bottom in that little plate, and then jack it up a few times, and then that the jack will actually wedge itself inside the little pipe and hold it there, and you won't need any tools to put it in or take it out. So yeah, it'll be a fun little project. Shouldn't take us too long, so let's get started. Okay, so all we're gonna need is obviously the jack, and then some of this flat plate. I had this little chunk of 2x4 steel. It's from, it's a cutout of a piece like this. And it just so happens that I think it's gonna make the perfect bottom brace. So I'm just gonna use that. If you're trying to make something like this, you just have to make your own, I guess. So first off, we're gonna take our jack and set it on our steel plate and just trace the bottom out, because the idea is to make a bottom base and then just make some little raised walls so the bottom can't slide around. And then, like I said, we'll capture the top with this pipe. Let me show you, just so you know what I'm talking about here. This pipe is going to slide over that. I don't have like the perfect diameter pipe, but I don't think it's really going to matter. What I'm going to do is just drill a little hole in there. I'll put a through bolt in it, and then you'll just have to, you know, it'll sit over that, and then that will just go up, hit that bolt, and it'll do the same thing. It will wedge it between the bolt and that bottom plate. So now everybody's on the same page. That's the idea. Like I said, set this here. I'm gonna put this and trace it so that I don't waste as much of the material as possible. And I don't want it to fit too tight. I want a little slop in there just so it's not hard to get in and out. And for this side, like, I don't want to be too detailed. So I'm not going to go around every little rib and inconsistency on it. Giving it about 1/8 of an inch gap between that and my line. Like that. And then we'll just have to notch out for that little on-off knob. I'm not going to even cut around that. I'm just going to drill it, like notch out my wall for it. So that's that. So now what we need to do is cut this out. I don't know if you guys can see that. Can you see the shape? Can you see it? Hopefully you can see that right there. There you go. There, we're going to cut that bottom line out. And then I'm gonna cut well, we'll get to that in a second. I'm gonna cut this out right now. I'm gonna use this saber saw and some movie magic, and bam. We have our piece cut out, right like that. And then we're gonna need to get out our plate again. Like I said, I wanna make a border wall. And I think about, probably about a half inch tall should work right there. So let me get a measurement device. Let's see, we'll cut off this long side here. What did I say, half inch? Still got a good clean factory edge on this side, so we'll use that. And then, I gotta make a straight line. That would help. Okay, so now I'm gonna cut out a couple of these. I'm gonna have to make another line, but I'm gonna cut out a couple of those. I'm gonna use the Metabo for doing that. I think that'll be easier. Okay. Hit him once again with some movie magic. There, we got a couple pieces of steel for to wrap around our borders like that. Let me come in a little closer so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. If it'll focus. So that will be the border. Man, it's hard with the lighting, guys. I'm sorry, I'm doing the best I can, but you can kind of see what I'm talking about. Just a little border around the whole perimeter of this. And I'm gonna do that by, I guess at some point I'll just have to tack weld it. Probably start like here, and then tack weld it on the bottom, and then kind of hammer it around and heat it up and tack weld it as I go. So I'll have to get the torch out and move over to the vise. Okay, so said first thing is to start welding these on like this. So let me fire up that welder. Something to help. There we go. Okay. Need a little bit of a hammer, straighten it out a little bit. One more. That's pretty damn straight there. Okay. Okay. This little section, I'm not going to try to bend that. I'm just going to cut it right there and weld a little guy in there, and then start a whole piece to wrap around. Perfect shot. Here's my pencil at. And put this right here. And we'll put this right here. Now, take that, put this in there like that. Take our little guy, okay. Oh wait, ooh, it's hot. That means it goes in there like this. And we take this. Well, that was dumb. Okay, now we're just going to kind of guesstimate where to cut our last thing. If you guys can see what we got left, we got almost all the way around, so I just got to kind of guesstimate where that's going to land and speed her home. So I'm going to guess right there. And this fucker is hot, so cannot rest my skin on there. That's where we're gonna cut it. It's a little short. You can already see. gonna say that that is it. Probably shouldn't touch this right now. But so you guys see, we've got our base here. Now we just gotta weld we gotta figure out what orientation we want this to be on the truck. Weld this to here, and then weld it to the truck. Well, I should probably get this thing finished welded up before I do anything else. Do all the sides and everything. Since I'm using this as a learning device as well, I want to try to do the best job I can. So I'm going to get myself comfortable and get this thing welded together. And like I was saying earlier, guys, I'm still a little bit nervous. They say I get mixed reviews. Some people say that welding won't hurt the camera. Some people say it will. I don't know yet, but I don't want to take a chance. So I hope you guys understand. I hope you know what's going on behind the camera. I'll be welding. So there you go. I should have left a gap there to fill instead of making it just a flat weld. Next time. See, it's all learning. You learn things that you did wrong, things that you did right, things you could do better. So I'll show you guys the final product. Let me grab a pair of pliers here because this shit is hot, right? Didn't do too good. Like I said, I should have left the side plate offset to leave a gap to fill instead of just laying over flat. When I turned up the heat there, it started looking better. But like I said, that's how you learn. So luckily that little side piece has no real structural integrity, so I'm not worried about it. The next part would be to weld this on, but I'm gonna let that cool off a little bit, and I gotta grind this backside now since I wasn't supposed to do that, and then that's gonna get welded to that. Alright, so we got that all cleaned up. I went ahead and just basically ground everything flat because the welds didn't come out as clean as I had hoped, but hey, that's why we're doing stuff like this where we can learn, and it really doesn't matter. It's just all for fun. But here, I'll show you what it ended up looking like. You can see that right there. I'm trying to get it in the light the right way. But yeah, so this will sit in there just like that. I already ground out the little notch right here for the toggle, as you can see. So now all we got to do is weld the brace that's going to be bracing this to, I'm going to have it oriented like this actually on the tire rack. So this will actually be sitting like this at this angle. If you know where the tire sits, it sits like that. So that's how, well, it'll be sitting like that. This has to get welded in that fashion right there. So we are gonna do that right now, because it is that time. Oh, sorry, Mr. Sharpie. So at least now I can put some nice big gobby welds on there where I'm not trying to make it like a tiny little weld like I was with the sides. So I have a chance to kind of do a better job. Okay. Tacked. Now it's time to go for the gusto. Get myself comfortable again. Nice! Hell yeah, son! I'm stacking dimes over here now. You guys are gonna be proud of me here. You guys are gonna be proud of me. That looks mighty nice. Mighty nice. What do you think about that? Look at that. Kind of works. Kind of looks, I mean, still, I'm impressed. That worked pretty good. That worked pretty good. Yeah, that worked. That worked. First time I had a bigger weld to do that. The other little welds for the border, they were so small. I was trying to make them like just super flat, and I just didn't have enough time to really do it. Okay, get myself comfortable again. Dude, that looks sick. That looks sick. It looks almost like a TIG weld, kinda. It looks similar. I like just the stack. It doesn't just look like like, I'm sure, I don't know what's stronger. I think this will be strong enough. Getting good penetration, you can see it. It's hot. It's hot. So, we're gonna let that cool, and then we're gonna go, I think it's time to go put it over on the truck side. All right, so there is nothing left to it but to do it, as they say. So it's time to weld this jack mount onto the tire mount. So here we go. I'm just gonna do a little tack weld just to get myself going here. Again, I'm trying to shield the camera lens a little. One more. Okay. Like good welds. Pretty good. Ain't going nowhere. Ain't going nowhere. Might even do inside here. Okay, now we got our little pipe thing, so we got to figure out where we're going to put this now. Got a marker just right there. Oh, we're going to have to make something kind of hang off. You see my dilemma? This doesn't sit like flat against there, so I gotta have like a standoff. I gotta cut a piece of 2x4. What I'm gonna do is cut a piece of 2x4 and cope this into it, and then mount the 2x4 to there with that on there like that. But so I'm gonna go have to figure out, I'll have to go find 2x4 and figure out how we're gonna take care of that, like I said. Okay, so off screen I did a little bit of cutting and grinding, and this is what I came up with, because like I said, I was just gonna mount the pipe like right to that support beam of the tire rack, but you need to, it's got to be offset off of it a little bit for it to line up and sit on top of that. So this is what I came up with. I'll show you. I got this little standoff here. I don't know if you can see that. So that's going to go on the post right like that. This pipe is going to fit inside of there like that. I coped it to fit like that, so it will look like that. And I even made a little cap out of it. And I made this round cap with just a cutoff wheel. It was dangerous, but I got it done. So let's weld this up real quick, and then final thing is get it stuck on the old tire rack and she'll be all good to go. So let's get this done. I think if I'm gonna weld the cap on first or not. I'm gonna leave a little bit of a ridge this time, like I learned on the when I was doing the sides. So when I was doing the sidewalls, so that way I have something to fill and it's not just sitting on top. It's probably stronger and it sure looks better. Okay, here we go. Let's give her a little ticky tack. Oh wait, it'd help if we ground out our welding machine now, wouldn't it? Typically helps. I'm just gonna give it a tack. Dude, look at me go. Holy shit, does that look beautiful. Yeah, I'll take it. That's a cap, son. Wait till you guys see this. Let me show you. Whoa, come back here. This thing is hot. Look at how good that is. I mean, I'm not great, but I mean, this side's shitty, don't get me wrong. But that one and that one went pretty darn good. Okay. So now it's time to weld this to this. And we're gonna cover that shit weld, hopefully. Nope, we gotta put it out front and center, don't we? Naturally. I'm gonna call that good. I'm gonna call that good, guys. At some point, you gotta just do it. Oh, wow, that looks good. So, here, don't worry about that. That was a little, there was like a cut from a grinder before. But look how good those coming down the side look. Pretty nice, eh? The top isn't too bad, but see, I started here on both ones, so it is what it is. But I don't think that's gonna go anywhere. I might add a little bit to the underside in there, right in there. But I think that's pretty good. I mean, it's gonna tear away from the bottom if anywhere. Maybe I will just do a line down there. Just cause it's not gonna hurt nothing not to. So, that is ready. Final product. I'm not even gonna worry about grinding anything because this is the side, well, I'll hit that little gash that I had to fix. But I think it's time to go put it over there on the rack. Be done with this thing. Let's finish the game. So I've already marked out where we need to weld. So I just need to prep the surface, grind off the powder coating, and then we're gonna Zeus that thing on there. I'm kind of getting excited, I'm not gonna lie. Would be my first little project with this thing, and it's turned out pretty darn cool so far. Okay, so as you guys can see, it's gonna go like that. That's gonna go like that. And I want just enough room so you can swing this out. Maybe a little extra, but not much. So just like that. You got about an 1/8 inch of that showing. I want it tight. A little higher, a little higher. About there. I think if I go with that, well, let's add a little. There. There. Now if I can just set this down without moving my other arm. Cool. All right. Alrighty. It's game time. Let's do it. Let's frickin' do it, man. All right. Here we go. Where's my welding hood thing? Do one more on that side so the thing ain't moving on me. There. Well, that's it. It is on there. It is officially done. Well, I gotta get a can of some paint, but I am all out, so you'll get the idea here. I wanna bring you guys in here right now. Here. There it is. Oh yeah, got the American flag in the background. Caw-caw! So you can see the handiwork. These overhead ones are pretty tough for me. Like I said, I'm still learning, but I mean, not too shabby for a beginner, I'd say. Show you this side. Okay. See, those ones turned out real nice, huh? And I was doing all right there, and then like I said, towards the bottom I kind of got my shirt caught or something. And then there's just a lot of dirt on this one. That's not nothing. It's plastic shavings. When it fell in the dirt outside, it got stuck to it. But yeah, that is it, guys. So how this works, you go like that. I got it set up. You put an 1/8 inch there. Ouch, that's really hot still. And then you just boop, 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 boop. Oh, it might help if you close the valve of your jack. Okay. Just like that. Not going nowhere. What do you guys think? Well guys, that's all done. About does it for this video. If you guys got any questions about that, go ahead and message me in the comments or DM me or whatever you got to do, but mine are always open for you. Link to that welder is down below in the description, or anything else that I may have used to get this done. Again, thanks for stopping by and watching another episode of Goin Rogue. I'll see you on the next one.